Hey, what's going on, people? I hope you guys are doing good. Today, we're taking a look at a brand new product from Eufy. Now, you probably know Eufy from things like this or this, maybe even this. But did you know that Eufy makes robotic lawnmowers now? This is the Eufy E18 Robotic Lawn Mower. They also have an E15 version, but for this video, we're going to be focusing on this one.
The only differences between the Eufy E15 and E18 are the price and the mowing area. Make sure to check both out so you know which is best for your yard. This way you don't overspend.
This robotic lawnmower is very special because it doesn't require any in-ground wires, it doesn't require any RTK, and it doesn't have any signal issues. Basically, it maps out your yard similar to how Eufy's robotic vacuums map out your floor plan inside your house. This is going to be super exciting. I'm here at my father and mother-in-law's house, and I'm going to be replacing their current robotic lawnmower. This is their old robot mower. It's a Honda Mimo. At the time, it was definitely state-of-the-art, but given all the advancements in the space, it's definitely lacking in a lot of ways compared to the Eufy.
The Eufy E18 and the E15 were manufactured by Anker and in partnership with Teramo. Teramo focused mainly on the R&D phase, but mass production, quality control, and market readiness were fully handled by Anker's dedicated hardware and operations teams. They applied their rigorous internal standards and testing to ensure top-tier product reliability, and it definitely shows with the Eufy E18 that I have right here.
Eufy includes everything you need in the box to get up and running, including the mower. This is a little attachment for the base that acts as shelter. So it's like a little garage hood or overhang. And speaking of the base, it is right here. Inside, you can see some strange lettering and patterns. That is for the mower to recognize where it needs to dock and charge itself. Then we have all of our paperwork and instructions, basic literature. And then we have a box full of other accessories, including a power adapter, an extension cable in case you don't have an outlet nearby. You also have some grease, a hex key, a lens cloth for cleaning the sensors on the mower, 9 additional blades, some blade screws, some garage screws, and then we have screws that allow you to drill the base into the ground so it doesn't move or topple over.
Rather than just telling you how well built the E18 is, let me just show you. Up top, we have an array of sensors. These sensors help the Eufy E18 identify objects because it does have object avoidance, and it can recognize things like flower beds or other dangerous or hazardous things in your yard that could disrupt its mowing. The chassis on the E18 is built like a tank, and it should be able to handle any potential hazards that it encounters, including harsh sunlight, rain, and wind. Despite the mower being built rock solid, it's still easy to move, especially thanks to the handle on the back. So if you need to relocate the mower, or if you're just doing some routine maintenance, it's going to be a breeze. One thing that I found really cool is that if you flip the E18 over, you can see there's a little cover that's attached with 4 screws. If you undo those screws, it exposes a slot where you can attach an air tag. So it does have some anti-theft properties built right into the mower itself, which is always nice to see. The front part of the E18 is how it charges. You can see that little gap right there. That's the female part of the charging mechanism. The male part is on the base itself. So the mower pulls in, and then you'll see the small part that sticks off from the base. That part slides into the mower and it begins charging. Now, speaking of power and charging, the E18 leverages Anker's expertise in power systems. They replaced the original battery pack with an in-house battery solution that has undergone over 5,000 hours of continuous reliability testing. This has significantly enhanced safety, consistency, and lifespan.
All right, so I got everything installed, including the little garage hood, in order to protect the mower from the elements like rain and this crazy Florida heat. It is so hot today. I also have it plugged in, and right now the mower is actually running its mapping phase. You can see it's right over there. And just check it out. This thing is so quiet. Like, you could barely hear this thing. Granted, it's not mowing, it's just mapping right now, but it is insanely quiet. So right now, I'm going to map out this small little fenced-in area because if you look, the ground is very, very cushiony. It's also kind of wet right now because we've been getting a lot of rain. And it's also very uneven. So this is going to test out the capabilities of this mower, but you could also use it on larger yards like outside this fenced-in area, which I might do later. But for this video, this is more like a setup and first impressions. So if you want to see a second video on a larger yard, let me know and I'll try to add it to the mix. But look at that little thing go. Okay, so it did finish mapping. You can see right up here, it took 55 minutes to map that area, which is quite a bit of time, but all things considered, the grass was pretty wet. It's very clumpy and very thick. I don't think that's too bad. And up top, you also have the grass height, which I set manually. We'll talk about that here in a minute. And then the amount of area that it mapped out. But you can see the map right there. I did have to add a couple no-go zones to keep the mower out of the flower bed. You could do that by tapping on Edit Map. And then from here, you can add a no-go zone, a grass cutting zone, or a multi-zone pathway. Or you can just relocate the base altogether, which I'll be doing in order to mow the larger portions of this yard, which is a whole entire separate thing. If I go into the settings here, we have several options, including a schedule that you can create, which I'll be creating one later. You can also mow with this mower in the middle of the night because it's so quiet, which is a beautiful thing. We have our mowing history. We have our network and Bluetooth settings. Under advanced settings, you can adjust the volume of the mower. We have rain detection. So if it detects rain, it will stop mowing. Then you can increase or decrease the rain sensitivity. For Florida, I don't think I really need to touch that because the sensitivity, it should detect it immediately. Then we have auto resume after rain, which I will definitely be toggling on. From here, we can adjust the amount of time that needs to lapse in order for it to continue mowing. So by default, it's set for 2 hours, which I'll just leave alone. Then we have smart no-go zone suggestions, which you can kind of see it right here where it will detect a little spot, and then you can add that as a no-go zone. Then we have dangerous area detection and avoidance. You can toggle that on if you have a lot of things like maybe a small pond or a koi pond in your yard, things like that. Then we have steep slope detection and avoidance. There's no slopes in that part of the yard, so I'm just going to go ahead and ignore that. But great for people that have steep inclines or declines in their yard. Then we have a multi-station mapping. If you have an extra base, you can put another base in your yard and then it could dock at that base as well and it can detect it. Then if I go into this part of the settings, we can adjust our mower settings. So we have our grass height. I have it set to 75 millimeters, which is around 3 inches, I believe. Then we have edge spacing, which is the space in between like the fence or your perimeter. You can either decrease it or increase it. I'm going to keep it at 0 and see how that works. Then we have path spacing. So this is the amount of space in between each path that it makes. I have it set to 10 centimeters, but you can adjust it all the way up to 12 or all the way down to 8. Go ahead and back up. Then we have travel speed. The slower the speed, you're going to get a better cut. The faster the speed, it's going to finish faster, but you may not get as good of a cut. Since this is a very thick yard, I have it on the slow speed, but you can also just choose standard if you don't know which one to pick. Then we have blade speed. The faster the speed, you're going to get a better cut. The slower the speed, it's going to be better or more energy efficient, but it may not cut the grass if you have thick grass. And you can always, again, choose standard if you don't know which one to choose. And then last but not least, we have our path direction, which is awesome. So if you have wet areas like we have here in Florida, you can change up the path every other cut in order for you not to get any ruts in your yard. Which, granted, this mower doesn't weigh a ton, so you shouldn't get any ruts anyways, but just in case, you can switch it up. So you can do diagonal the other way, you can do horizontal, and then you could do vertical. So for this cut, we're going to start with vertical, but outside of that, pretty simple settings, which I'd love to see. But there is one thing that really piqued my interest. If we go into the main settings here and then go all the way down, we have live camera. This will give you a live view feed of whatever the mower is seeing, just like Eufy's robot vacuums. How cool is that? That is awesome. And also, just like Eufy's robot vacuums, if you go under remote control, you can use your phone as a remote controller for the mower, and I love it.
There's one more thing I want to quickly add about the app. Eufy told me that their in-house SPM, UX, and interaction design teams ran 5 rounds of app optimization, resolving thousands of bugs and delivering a much more user-friendly experience compared to earlier development iterations. Now, that might sound like a big sales pitch, especially with all the jargon that they're using that you may or may not understand. So what I will say is that my time using the app, it's been flawless. I haven't encountered any crashes, bugs, or anything like that. The app is very intuitive and easy to use, and it's just like their robot vacuum apps. You can even check the reviews and ratings for yourself, whether you're looking in the Play Store or the iOS App Store. You can see people love the app, and it's very well received. Now, when it comes to performance, it actually shocked me. So here's a look at the yard before I mowed it, and here's a look after. You could definitely see a big difference, and I thought it was going to take well over 2 hours, possibly even 3 hours, but it did it in under 2 hours. Now you guys may or may not know, but whenever we do these videos, companies tend to send us press releases along with some insider information that you may not get, and something stood out to me with that information. So Eufy says over 8 months of testing and real garden validation was performed. Eufy and the Anchor team engaged 1,000 plus users in extensive real-world testing and collected over 3,000 feedback points. This led to numerous hardware and software refinements, making the final Eufy version more complete and user-ready. So this is not in beta, this is the final product, and I'm happy to see it, and it performs really, really well.
Okay, so we got the mower going, and I wanted to give you guys a quick demo of just how quiet this thing is. Like, this is running with the blades at max speed, and the mower is running at the lowest speed in order to get a better cut because the grass was a little bit thicker, like I said. But listen to this. That is so quiet. You could easily run this thing in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock in the morning, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. The neighbors aren't going to say anything. This is amazing. Another thing I want to talk about is just how well this thing cuts. Look how close it gets to the fence. I mean, you barely have to weed eat, if any at all. I mean, you're going to have to weed eat around obstacles and stuff like that. But in terms of along a fence line, look at this. That is so close. And the blades are razor blades. They are extremely sharp. So you need to be careful when handling them, especially when changing the blades. I'm actually blown away because it even cut these large clumps of grass that I showed before. Like, these things were really high up. Granted, it does have to do another pass, which, as you can see, it's doing a couple passes. It's smart enough to know like where it needs to go back and remow and stuff like that. So I'm very impressed. And you can see there's a couple more clumps right here that it needs to get, but it definitely knocked it down on the first pass. Now, one thing that happened during the first pass is right here, it got stuck. You can see the ground is really soft right here and still a little wet. But this can be fixed just by switching up the mowing pattern, which you can do inside the app like I showed you. But what I will say, despite it getting stuck, it shut off the blades automatically so that way it doesn't scalp the grass or damage the mower, which is definitely a plus. A lot of robot mowers would have just kept those blades going. This one shut it off, so that's good to see. It's like a good safety mechanism or safety protocol in place. This isn't really that big of a deal. Just keep an eye on it, and if you get a notification inside the app saying that it did get stuck, just go out there, reposition it, and then switch up the pattern, and you shouldn't have any more issues. This is definitely a win for anybody that wants to alleviate the burden of mowing their yard, or it's a great gift if you have elderly people in your family, like your mom, dad, or maybe your grandpa or grandma, and they're paying for a lawn service right now. This is great because then all they have to do is just hire someone to come in and edge and weed eat from time to time. This is a go for me.
So that pretty much does it for this video. Let me know what you think of the Eufy E18. Is it something that you would pick up? Sound off down below. If you're interested in checking out the Eufy E18, learning more about the E15, or just learning more about Eufy, Anchor, and Teramo, you can find those links in the description as well as the pinned comment. All I know is my in-laws absolutely love their new mower, and it makes me happy because it's one less thing that they have to take care of, which means they can spend more time with family. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos just like this, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next one.